So I just picked up the OF2200, which is the big brother to the OF1400, which up until now has been my most favorite router of all time. And so let me really quickly show you all the cool features about it and the reason why I wanted to get it. And now, to be clear, I still think this is going to be my favorite router, and I will use it a whole lot more, simply because it's more compact and lighter. But there are times when you do want a bigger motor, which is the main difference between these two. This one has a much bigger motor. So for some of the big joinery that I'm doing, or the slab flattening that I'm doing, where I'm running bigger bits, it would really tax this 1400. And the 2200 just comes to play with a whole lot more power. Now, right here on top, you can see that there's a speed dial, and the speed will go anywhere from 10,000 RPM all the way up to 22,000 RPM. Right here, you've got the depth adjuster with the fine micro adjustment knob up top, so you can get your depth set just right. And now if you spin this monster around and you look at this green button right here, this is one of my favorite things on the whole tool. Okay, now pay attention right down here. Once you've got your router set and you know where you want to plunge in, you hit this button right here, and that dust guard drops down into place. And then when you go and plunge down, the dust is trapped inside there and travels up this vacuum dust port. And now this here is something I've always loved about Festool routers. They have a ratchet collet. So when it's time to put a bit in, you slide it in the collet, and then you push the up arrow, and you can ratchet it into place. And when you're done and you want to change bits, you push the down arrow, and you can go in the other direction and pull your bit out. Now, I know I said that the dust chute was probably my favorite thing about the router, but one of the main reasons that I got it is actually for this green lever right here. And what it does is when you pull it, the bottom of the router will clip off. And so I also got 2 more mounting plates, because on my bigger router, I like to have a big piece of plexiglass that I can use to bridge large gaps when I'm doing big joinery on timbers. And so I'll mount one of these mounting plates onto this big piece of plexiglass so I can clip in and out of that one whenever I want, which will be way faster than what I do right now, which is basically flip it over, take the screws out, put the other plate back on the router, and then go use the router for whatever else I was going to do. Now, I'll also use the 2200 for this big slab flattener system that I've got. And I've got my big Makita in here right now. It's mounted onto a piece of plexiglass, and then it has all these wing nuts that fasten it down to the trolley. So if I ever want to use my big router for something else, I need to come and take off all these wing nuts, take it out of the trolley, and then take all the screws off the bottom side, and then mount the original plate or the big plexiglass back onto this router so I can use it for whatever else I'm using it for. And so I've got a specialty plate for the slab flattener, and I'll also mount one of these base plates on it, and then I can quickly and efficiently clip in and out of the slab flattener and use my router for whatever else I need it for. Now I've got these all mounted, and depending on the job I'm doing, I can now clip in and out of any one of these 3 bases. And now it's time to put this one to work and get it dirty.